Oh, you forgave him. Dumb silly. That man don't mean you no good. Uh-oh. Back. Back again. Teddy Finn, to Teddy Finn, that Kimi Moore has arrived. Hey, everybody. It's fine. I'm gonna sing this song to you. Yes, we're trying something new today. Today we are going to be doing a walk in pod. See, I invented that. Nobody in the history of life has ever said that before. But, as we always do, good morning, good afternoon, and possibly even good night, whatever hour your spirit decided to pull in. Welcome back to KimYaps. So, this is another walking pod. So you could probably listen to this while walking and doing the thing, man. So, look, tonight's episode is called Why Do You Want to Be Mad at Me? And yes, that episode sounds like it's personal. It sounds like it's targeted. And it absolutely is. Because this is the level of petty that I am. Because the true question is, why do you want to be mad at me? Like, this is a strange battle. I mean, I have dimples, a dashing smile, and a great laugh. Yes. But no, for real, like, people just be hurting my feelings, y'all. I don't be doing it for real. So sad. But on a real note, and talking like that is really, dang, these birds is crazy. It's talking like that is really like not why are you upset? Because everybody understands being upset. You got hurt, you got brushed off, somebody moved weird, somebody said something slick. Cool. We all human. And I get that. But I'm talking about the deeper little commitment we make, the little marriage to irritation, if you will. So our private honeymoon being difficult, that I got my feelings hurt and now the the whole world got to know. AKA your Instagram notes. That kind. Because the thing about human beings, as great and terrible as we are, know how to turn little things. I told y'all, we doing a real walking pod. We know how to turn a little bruise into a full Broadway play. I mean, think about it. Start texting in person. After arguing, now the test got a different temperature. Now the eye contact starts to get expensive. Now the okay got a body count on it. Now somebody's opening the fridge and it sounds personal. Now be safe. It's like, hey, be safe. It's crazy because now one person in the room is a weather system and everybody else is a news forecaster that has to check before they speak. That's that's really the funny part of all this. It's sad, but it's real. And that is what makes it so comedically amazing. You know? Like, I remember, like, sometimes you be on phone with your little shorty, your little shit and whatnot. And y'all be talking to Jive, talking about random stuff you ain't got no business talking about. Talking about how you want to go here, but you know you ain't got no car. And then she say something weird like, "Oh, this portion of my life is how you doing, sir? Is going to be dedicated to." Anyways, let's say she says this, oh, I'm gonna go see the news. I'm so excited. Yeah. And then you like, that sounds so cool. When inside you dying on the inside. Cause like, what you mean you gonna see the news? You never like dance choreography. You don't like loud noises. Why is you going to see the news? Like, what's the deal, baby? And then it's the back and forth. And then there's something that happens. She notices that you're mad now. She says, oh, is everything okay? And then you say something, a lie, how you doing? You say this really common lie. I'm good. Knowing but you lying out your tongue. You said it in your mind like a funeral home receptionist. I'm good. Sounding like the Undertaker and stuff. Like, you know you're not good. And it's just another part of it. Because we really have the tendency to get, how do you say, creative, right? When we become angry. We become Basquiat, if you will. Because instead of tackling something head on, what do? No, we must make a play out of it. Now it's dry reprise. Now it's being selectively warm. Now it's seen at 8:42, and suddenly your availability is in the witness protection program. No, it's posting something on your Instagram notes. That got nothing to do with nothing. But somehow, the one person you want to feel it is supposed to get hit by it in the chest and come groveling at your feet, apologizing. Right. It's like a movie as directed by your hurt feelings, produced by your pride, and your great Grammy-winning soundtracks. This code, of course, called "I'm Not Tripping." And still, underneath all that theater, the sentence is usually simple. I wanted to matter to you right there, and I didn't feel like I did. That's usually it. That's the part nobody wants to say, because the second you say it, you sound tender, you sound weak, you sound vulnerable, you sound affected. Now you sound like you cared. And for a lot of people, that is the most difficult, rather unbearable thing, right? They can survive conflict, they can survive distance, they can survive confusion, but they can barely survive being seen caring more than the other person. Make it make sense, right? But what's the following thing that happens? They get cute. They get petty. Now they're starting to get distance. Now they get peaceful. And y'all already know how I feel about that whole, well, I'm protecting my peace. And the funny thing about it is, because some of y'all use peace the way organized crime uses laundromats. You clean your mess up with the word and hope nobody notices what happens in the back room. That little I'm protecting my peace thing. A lot of the time, it's just polished punishment. It's your emotions as furniture arranged nicely. It's attitude with a scent of lavender on it. And look, there are times where, look, you gonna have to cool off. You need some breathing room. Like, ooh, you just pissed me off. I need to go talk to the Lord, type of thing. Because sometimes we can say things that can ruin a good thing, because our emotions can sometimes come to a meeting armed, right? And that's real. But some people have turned distance into a religion. Now, absence has become their liturgy, coldness is their choir robe, and dry texting is their communion. And everybody in the relationship got to worship the altar of figure it out. Baby, say the sentence. It's really the whole episode right there. Say it. Say how you feel inside. Because a lot of the pettiness, a person really just comes from a person who wants to say, that hurt me. But their ego showed up too early and they said, look, we're not going to do this. And that's what pettiness really is, feelings with production value. And I've been using a lot of these movie analogies recently because, you know, the Oscars and stuff like that. And the reason why I'm saying we, and I know I usually don't count myself with the commoners like y'all, okay, because I know this relates to me too. Not only relates, is me, right? And look, I'm not up here wearing a halo and a fitted sheet, pretending I've never moved strange after my feelings got touched. I'm familiar with that territory. I know what it feels like to want the room to notice how mad I am. I know what it feels like to get quiet and hope your silence starts laboring for you. It's funny. In the scriptures, it talks about how the only proof of love is truly labor. You have to labor for your love. And we miss that part a lot because we're too busy wanting other people to labor for us instead of just communicating, hey, that hurt, which is more simple than being silent and ruining something just because you don't know how to use your vocabulary. Mm. And yeah, I know that world. And if I'm being honest, knowing me, really, if you listen to this whole thing as like an episode, like, here's the thing. Hey, how you doing? Good, good. I feel, I, I feel like, damn, I'm so sorry, y'all. You know, that, when I got comments going off, this is so unprofessional, so ghetto. But, like, with me, if you get mad at me, and like it's a mutual argument, I'll just get way too positive because it's already crazy. This idea of getting mad at you, like, why would you do that? It's so pointless. Like, what? Me? Mad at me? It's like getting mad at the sun for shining. Like, come on, get it together. Like, I'll get way too positive just so you could feel crazy for getting mad at me. And is it toxic? Yes. Will I change? Never. Because I will absolutely do that. You mad, you hot, you got your whole little case built up, and here I am smiling too hard. I was ready? Like, using my youth passive voice, acting like I got the field with the spirit and the spirit of Joel Osteen. Wow, thanks for sharing. That's so fair. I hear your heart. That's beautiful. Well, God bless you. Now you extra mad because anger doesn't come from it came for this sort of like combat, right? And it just ran into a motivational speaker. And that's what I do, right? And I have to admit that because I feel like, at least for me, that's why people shouldn't come to me with half-charged anger, because I might turn the fight into a leadership seminar. And now you're in the kitchen furious with a man who sounds like a campus minister. And the reason I'm bringing that up in the first place is because everyone has a style when they get hurt. Some people go cold, some people get loud, some people get real righteous, sarcastic. Philosophers, all of a sudden, every argument has a thesis statement. Well, what this revealed to me is, you got your feelings hurt at 417. Why are we in the TED Talk at 428? Some people get weirdly blind. Some people are just funny. Everybody has a style. And most of these styles came from somewhere. A lot of us learned how to react way before we learned how to communicate. We learned mood before we learned language. We learned how to change our posture around certain people as to not offend the room, even though the person themselves could have communicated how they were feeling. You were born with expectations to know instead of having to learn. So when your time came under the sun, what do you go back to? You go back to what you know. Silence, pettiness, lack of communication. And then, before you know it, you ruin a good thing. Because the truth of the matter is, we learned punishment before we learned repair. And though that may be an oxymoron, the point of the sentence is there has been no true healing. All there has been is punishment, and then acting like everything's fine in the morning. Like, where is the collective, we gonna knock this out together? There is none. Because you weren't raised in that. Your partner wasn't raised in that. And now both of you are trying to figure out why you're mad at the love of your life for no reason at all. Because, look, some of us grew up in homes where nobody said anything really clear to us. People use cabinets, footsteps, dishwashing volume. Heck, the way that people sat down, the whole house knew there was an issue, and nobody thought to say it out loud. So later in life, people start dating, friending, loving, fighting, and they use the same old hand-me-down. And now, look at us. You specifically, moving like a disappointed eighth grader. Hell, an elementary school student. And that's why some of this is funny to me, because body can grow at exorbitant amounts, right? Like, I'm 6'7", 6'9". But the conflict skills that we have can stay 12 for the rest of our lives. And the crazy thing is, anger can make people feel righteous because it gives shape to everything. It gives this little sense of power, because once I'm mad, now I know who the villain is. Now I know who to blame. Now I know how to stand. But under that anger, there's usually something softer sitting there without a coat on. Disappointment, sadness, rejection, feeling overlooked, feeling like you reached out, but nobody reached right back. And that's the part that people need to address, because anger is fun. If you're on a stage, anger has lighting. Anger makes your jawline look stronger emotionally. Sadness asks you to sit down and tell the truth. Anger makes you feel tall. Hurt makes you feel real. And some people would rather look impressive than be real. Not even like an hour, but like 5 minutes, bro. So they stay mad on purpose. They feed it. They check on it. They replay the story until the offense has abs. They rehearse this little speech that they're never going to say. We've done this 1,000 times. The reason why you're relating to what I'm saying so much is because you know what it is. And some of us need to say this. I just want to punish you a little. Just say that, right? Because sometimes that's what it really is. You got cut and now you want to give a little blood back. You want the other person unsettled for a second because you were unsettled first. You want the room off balance because you were off balance. That instinct is what makes us. It's older than a pencil, right? But it still creates bad fruit because nobody can feel safe in that environment. Now the connection gets thin. Now the trust is static and people wonder why their relationships feel heavy all the time. Baby, because nobody's speaking English. Everybody's speaking in a different temperature. Like nobody knows where the AC is at. That's it. I'm done with my walk and talk. Yeah, anything I want to give to y'all with this message is talk it out. Say how you feel. If you feel like you need to walk away from something and come back to it in the morning, be safe to do that. If you feel like you need to communicate how a thing hurts you, do that. But don't, Eddie, don't hide in the corner. Don't act like it doesn't affect you when it really does.